Before starting, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Only about 2% are subscribers now. At 1,000 subscribers, I'll be posting a special video. Smash the subscribe button now. Mira stood at the edge of the landing bay, staring at the immense structure of the Galactic Academy of Higher Learning. It was her first day, and the sight of the academy took her breath away. The building seemed to float in the void of space, with towers that spiraled into the stars and corridors that twisted in impossible angles. Alien students of all shapes and sizes moved about, their chatter a mix of languages Mira couldn't even begin to understand. She adjusted her bag nervously. Mira was the first human to be accepted into the academy, and she felt the weight of Earth's expectations on her shoulders. Her parents had always told her she was special, but standing here, she felt very small and very alone. The shuttle door opened, and Mira took a deep breath. She stepped out, her boots making a soft thud on the metallic floor. A floating robot approached her, its lights blinking in a friendly pattern. "Welcome, Mira," it said in a smooth, synthesized voice. "I am Zor, your orientation guide. Please follow me." Mira nodded and followed Zor through the bustling hallways. The walls were lined with glowing panels that displayed various alien landscapes and scientific equations that made her head spin. They passed a group of tall, blue-skinned aliens with fur arms, who glanced at Mira with a mix of curiosity and amusement. "Here we are," Zor announced, stopping in front of a large door. "This will be your dormitory." The door slid open to reveal a spacious room with a large window overlooking the academy's gardens. The garden was a riot of colors and strange plants, some of which seemed to move on their own. Mira placed her bag on the bed and turned to Zor. "Thank you," she said, trying to keep her voice steady. "Orientation begins in 1 hour," Zor informed her. "I will return to escort you." Left alone, Mira took a moment to explore her new room. It was far more advanced than anything she had seen on Earth. The bed adjusted to her comfort level, and the desk had a holographic interface that projected her schedule and coursework. She sat on the edge of the bed, her thoughts racing. Mira had always dreamed of exploring the stars, but now that she was here, the reality was overwhelming. She missed her family, her friends, and the familiarity of Earth. Determined to make the best of it, she decided to explore the gardens before orientation. As she walked through the hallways, she noticed more alien students, each more bizarre and fascinating than the last. Some had scales, others had fur, and a few seemed to be made entirely of light. In the garden, Mira found a quiet spot under a tree-like plant with glowing leaves. She sat down and took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. She wondered what her classmates would be like, whether they would accept her, or if she would always be the outsider. Her thoughts were interrupted by a group of students approaching her. There were 3 of them, a tall, insect-like alien with bright green eyes, a small, furry creature with large ears, and a humanoid with shimmering skin. "Hey," the humanoid said, smiling. "You must be the human. I'm Kale. This is Vixie and Thorin." Mira stood up, feeling a bit shy. "Hi, I'm Mira. It's nice to meet you." Vixie, the small furry one, bounced on their toes excitedly. "We've never met a human before. Is it true that your planet is mostly water?" "Yes," Mira replied, smiling at Vixie's enthusiasm. "About 70% of Earth's surface is covered in water." Thorin, the insect-like alien, clicked their mandibles thoughtfully. "Interesting. I've read about Earth's diverse ecosystems. It must be a fascinating place." "It is," Mira said, feeling a bit more at ease. "But this academy is amazing too." "I've never seen anything like it," Kale nodded. "You'll get used to it. We're all from different worlds, but we learn to live and study together. If you need anything, just ask." As the first bell rang, signaling the start of orientation, Mira felt a spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, she would find her place here after all. With new friends by her side, she followed them to the orientation hall, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The orientation hall was enormous, filled with students from every corner of the galaxy. Mira marveled at the diversity around her. Creatures of every shape, size, and color filled the room, each representing a different world, a different culture. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and anticipation. A holographic figure appeared at the front of the room. It was an elegant, tall alien with silver skin and elongated features, dressed in flowing robes that seemed to shimmer and change color. "Greetings, new students," the figure began, its voice resonating through the hall. "I am Provost Lyra, and it is my honor to welcome you to the Galactic Academy of Higher Learning. Here, you'll embark on a journey of discovery, growth, and camaraderie. Each of you brings a unique perspective and set of skills that will enrich our community." Mira, her nerves slowly settling as Provost Lyra continued to speak. She talked about the Academy's history, its mission to foster interstellar cooperation and knowledge, and the opportunities available to students. It was inspiring, and Mira felt a sense of pride to be part of something so grand. After the orientation, Zor reappeared to guide Mira to her first class. She was assigned to Introduction to Galactic Cultures, a course designed to help students understand the diverse societies represented at the Academy. As they walked, Mira's mind raced with questions about her classmates, the curriculum, and what challenges awaited her. The classroom was circular, with tiered seating around a central podium. Students were already settling in, chatting and getting to know one another. Mira found a seat next to Vixie, who waved excitedly. "Isn't this amazing?" Vixie said, their large ears twitching. "I can't wait to learn about all the different cultures here." Mira nodded, sharing Vixie's enthusiasm. "It's incredible. I've never been anywhere like this." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of the instructor, a tall, willowy alien with iridescent wings. They introduced themselves as Professor Seraphis and began the class with a brief overview of galactic history. "As you can see," Professor Seraphis said, gesturing to a holographic display, "our galaxy is vast and varied. Understanding each other's backgrounds and customs is crucial for fostering harmony and collaboration." Mira took notes diligently, fascinated by the wealth of information. She learned about the ancient civilizations that had first ventured into space, the alliances and conflicts that had shaped the galaxy, and the importance of cultural exchange. As the class progressed, she found herself drawn into the discussions, eager to share her own experiences and learn from her peers. During a break, Kale approached Mira with a friendly smile. "How's it going so far?" "It's great," Mira replied. "There's so much to take in, but I'm really enjoying it." Kale nodded. "It can be overwhelming at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Just remember, we're all here to learn from each other." The rest of the day passed in a blur of new experiences. Mira attended classes on advanced technologies, interstellar politics, and alien biology. Each subject opened her eyes to the wonders of the galaxy and the challenges that lay ahead. She returned to her dormitory exhausted, but exhilarated. She sat by the window, watching the stars outside and reflecting on her first day. It had been a whirlwind of information and emotions, but she felt a growing sense of belonging. The Academy was beginning to feel like a place where she could thrive. Mira's thoughts were interrupted by a soft knock on her door. She opened it to find Zor hovering outside. "Good evening, Mira," Zor said. "I hope your first day went well. I am here to inform you about the student welcome event tonight. It's a tradition for new students to mingle and get to know each other. Would you like to attend?" Mira hesitated for a moment, feeling a twinge of nervousness. But then she remembered Kale's words about learning from each other. This was an opportunity to make more friends and strengthen her connections. "Yes, I'd like to go," she said, smiling at Zor. "Excellent. The event starts in 1 hour. I will escort you there." As she prepared for the evening, Mira felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The welcome event would be another chance to prove herself, to show that she belonged here. She took a deep breath and reminded herself that she had already made friends and impressed her professors. She could do this. When Zor returned, Mira was ready. She followed the robot through the bustling hallways to a grand hall decorated with twinkling lights and banners from different planets. The room was filled with students chatting, laughing, and sharing stories from their home worlds. Mira spotted Kale, Vixie, and Thorin and made her way over to them. They greeted her warmly, and she felt a surge of gratitude for their friendship. "Welcome to the party, Mira," Kale said, handing her a glowing drink. "Here's to new beginnings." They clinked their glasses together, and Mira smiled, feeling a sense of belonging she hadn't felt before. The Galactic Academy was vast and unfamiliar, but with her new friends by her side, she knew she could face whatever challenges came her way. The welcome event was in full swing. The grand hall was alive with laughter and music, and students mingled, sharing stories and forming new bonds. Mira sipped her glowing drink, feeling its warmth spread through her. She was beginning to feel more at home. Kale, Vixie, and Thorin introduced Mira to more students from various planets. There was Ilara, a graceful being with translucent wings, who hailed from a world of perpetual twilight. Then there was Drac, a towering reptilian with scales that shifted colors with his mood, and Lyra, a small energy-based life form who communicated through light pulses. As the evening progressed, Mira found herself drawn into a conversation with Ilara and Drac about their home planets. Ilara described the serene beauty of her twilight world, while Drac spoke of the harsh yet majestic landscapes of his home, where survival often depended on quick thinking and adaptability. "So, Mira," Ilara said, her wings fluttering slightly, "we've heard so many stories, but it's always fascinating to hear firsthand." Mira took a moment to gather her thoughts. "Earth is diverse," she began. "We have vast oceans, towering mountains, dense forests, and sprawling cities. Each part of the planet is unique, with its own climate and ecosystem. Humans are very adaptable, which has helped us survive and thrive in different environments." Drac's scales shifted to a curious green. "I've read about Earth's history. Your species has achieved a lot in a relatively short time. It's impressive." "Thank you," Mira said, smiling. "We have our challenges, but we've always found a way to overcome them." Just then, a loud chime echoed through the hall, signaling the start of a series of introductory games. Zor floated up to Mira and her friends. "The games are a tradition here at the Academy," the robot explained. "They are designed to encourage teamwork and help new students bond." Mira's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness. She had always enjoyed games and challenges, but she wondered how she would fare against such a diverse group of competitors. The first game was an obstacle course set up in the Academy's massive gymnasium. It combined physical challenges with puzzles, requiring both strength and intellect to complete. Mira, Kale, Vixie, Thorin, Ilara, and Drac decided to form a team. As they lined up at the starting point, Mira felt a surge of determination. She wanted to prove herself, not just as a human, but as a capable member of this interstellar community. The starting signal blared, and they were off. Mira sprinted alongside her teammates, leaping over hurdles and dodging obstacles. Vixie's agility and speed were remarkable, while Thorin used their 4 arms to quickly solve the puzzles that required multiple simultaneous actions. Drac's strength helped them navigate the more physically demanding sections, and Alera's wings allowed her to reach high platforms with ease. Mira found herself in the middle of the pack, using her human adaptability to tackle each challenge. She felt a rush of adrenaline as she worked in harmony with her teammates, their different strengths complementing each other perfectly. One of the obstacles involved crossing a series of unstable platforms suspended over a simulated lava pit. Mira noticed that Kale hesitated, unsure of the best way to proceed. Without thinking, she called out, "Kale, follow my lead." She demonstrated a careful but swift method of crossing, and Kale mirrored her movements. They made it across safely, and Kale flashed her a grateful smile. "Thanks, Mira." That was impressive. As they neared the end of the course, the final challenge loomed ahead, a towering wall that required them to work together to climb. Drac anchored himself at the base, using his strength to boost the others up. Ilara flew to the top to secure a rope, and Mira, Kale, Vixie, and Thorin scrambled up with her help. Breathless but exhilarated, they reached the finish line. They weren't the first to complete but the sense of accomplishment was undeniable. Mira high-fived her teammates, feeling a deep sense of camaraderie. After the games, they returned to the hall for the closing ceremony. Provost Lyra appeared once more, commending the students for their efforts and encouraging them to continue building strong, supportive relationships. As the evening drew to a close, Mira reflected on the day's events. She had faced her first challenges at the academy and had not only survived but thrived. The connections she had made with her teammates had solidified her sense of belonging. Back in her dormitory, Mira sat by the window, gazing at the stars. The galaxy was vast and filled with unknowns, but she felt ready to embrace whatever came next. With new friends and a growing confidence, she knew she could face any challenges that awaited her. The Galactic Academy was her new home, and she was determined to make the most of every opportunity. The days following the welcome event were a whirlwind of classes, new faces, and challenging assignments. Mira quickly adapted to the rigorous schedule, finding that her curiosity and determination kept her going even when the workload felt overwhelming. Her friends were a constant source of support, and their diverse backgrounds and skills enriched her learning experience. One day, after a particularly intense class on interstellar navigation, Mira and her friends gathered in the common area of their dormitory. The room was filled with cozy seating, interactive hala projectors, and a variety of snacks from different planets. "I'm exhausted," Vixie said, flopping onto a cushioned seat. "That navigation class is no joke," Kale nodded in agreement. "It's definitely challenging, but I think we're getting the hang of it." "Right, Mira?" Mira smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "Yeah, it's tough, but it's also really fascinating. I've always wanted to explore the stars, and now we're learning how to do it." Thorin clicked their mandibles thoughtfully. "Indeed. Understanding the complexities of space travel is essential. It makes me appreciate the vastness of the galaxy even more." Ilara, who had been quietly listening, spoke up. "Speaking of exploration, have you heard about the upcoming? It's a special program for first-year students to visit a nearby planet and conduct field research." Mira's eyes widened with excitement. "That sounds amazing. Do we have a chance to participate?" Drax's scales shifted to an enthusiastic blue. "Yes, but it's highly competitive. We need to submit a proposal outlining our research objectives and how we plan to contribute to the mission." The group exchanged determined looks. This was an opportunity they couldn't pass up. "Let's do it," Mira said, her voice filled with resolve. "We can combine our strengths and come up with a proposal that stands out over the next." They worked tirelessly on their proposal. Mira focused on the scientific aspects, drawing on her knowledge from Earth. Kale and Ilara contributed their understanding of alien ecosystems, while Vixie and Thorin added insights into advanced technology and data analysis. Drax's leadership kept them organized and on track. Their proposal outlined a study of the planet's unique flora and fauna, with the aim of discovering new medicinal plants and understanding the ecosystem's balance. They emphasized the importance of interstellar cooperation and the potential benefits for the Academy and their home worlds. When they finally submitted the proposal, they felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The wait for the results seemed endless, but their hard work paid off when they received the news. Their proposal had been accepted. The team gathered to celebrate, their spirits high. Zor appeared to deliver the details of the mission. "Congratulations on your acceptance. The expedition will depart in 3 days. Please prepare accordingly and report to the launch bay at 0600 hours." The next few days were a blur of preparation. They gathered equipment, reviewed their research plan, and underwent briefings on safety protocols. The excitement was palpable, but so was the anxiety. This was their first real mission, and they wanted to make it a success. On the morning of the departure, Mira stood in the launch bay, her heart pounding with anticipation. She wore a sleek, fitted suit designed for extraterrestrial exploration, complete with a helmet and visor that displayed vital information. Her friends joined her, each wearing their own version of the suit. They looked both determined and slightly nervous. "Ready for this?" Kale asked, giving Mira a reassuring smile. Mira took a deep breath and nodded. "Absolutely. We've got this." The shuttle was a marvel of engineering, sleek and efficient. They boarded and strapped in, listening to the final instructions from the mission commander. The engines roared to life, and Mira felt a thrill as the shuttle lifted off, leaving the academy behind and heading into the vast expanse of space. As they traveled, Mira gazed out the window, marveling at the beauty of the stars and the distant planets. It was a reminder of why she had come to the academy in the first place, to explore the unknown and contribute to the greater understanding of the galaxy. The journey was relatively short, but it gave them time to review their objectives and make final preparations. When they finally approached their destination, a lush green planet came into view. It was breathtaking, with vast forests, winding rivers, and towering mountains. The shuttle descended smoothly, landing in a designated clearing. They disembarked, feeling the slightly heavier gravity of the planet beneath their feet. The air was fresh and filled with unfamiliar scents. Mira took a moment to absorb the surroundings. This was it, the culmination of their hard work and determination. She looked at her friends, seeing the same mix of awe and resolve in their eyes. "Let's get to work," Drax said, his voice steady. "We've got a lot to do." They set up their equipment and began their research, each member of the team contributing their unique skills. As they delved into the mysteries of the planet, Mira felt a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. This was just the beginning of their journey, and she knew there were many more adventures to come. With her friends by her side and the vast galaxy ahead, Mira felt ready to face any challenge. The Galactic Academy had already changed her life in ways she could not have predicted, and she was eager to see what the future held. The planet's surface was a vibrant tapestry of life and color. The team moved through the dense forest, their senses heightened by the new environment. Every step revealed something extraordinary: plants that glowed softly in the twilight, creatures with iridescent scales, and trees that whispered secrets in the wind. Mira was fascinated by everything around her. She collected samples, took notes, and documented their findings with a meticulous attention to detail. Her friends were equally engrossed in their tasks, each bringing their expertise to the table. "Look at this," Vixie exclaimed, holding up a strange luminescent flower. "I've never seen anything like it," Kale nodded, examining the flower closely. "It's incredible. We need to analyze its properties. It might have medicinal uses." Thorin was busy setting up a portable lab. "Let's get a sample under the scanner. We can run some preliminary tests right here." Mira helped Vixie carefully extract a sample and place it in the scanner. The device hummed softly as it began its analysis. Mira watched the screen intently, eager to see the results. As they waited, Drac and Ilara were exploring the area, mapping the terrain and identifying potential research sites. Drac's powerful frame made it easy for him to clear paths through the undergrowth, while Ilara's wings allowed her to survey the area from above. "This place is a gold mine for research," Drac said, his scales shimmering with excitement. "There's so much to discover." Ilara landed gracefully beside him. "We need to be thorough. Document everything and make sure we don't miss any details." Mira's scanner beeped, signaling that the analysis was complete. She read the results aloud. "The flower contains several unique compounds. One of them has properties similar to a powerful pain reliever. This could be a significant find." Vixie's eyes lit up. "That's amazing. We need to gather more samples and run more tests to confirm." They worked late into the night, driven by the thrill of discovery. The forest was alive with nocturnal creatures, their calls and movements creating a symphony of sounds. The team set up camp, their tents equipped with advanced technology to ensure their safety and comfort. As they gathered around a small campfire, Mira felt a sense of camaraderie and accomplishment. They shared stories and discussed their findings, their bond growing stronger with each passing hour. "We know the truth, and so do the faculty." Vixie nodded vigorously. "Exactly. We've come too far to let a few naysayers bring us down." Let's focus on what we need to do next. Their support lifted Mira's spirits, but the tension continued to simmer. One day, as they were working in the lab, a group of students confronted them. "We think your discovery is a fraud," one of them sneered. "There's no way a human could have made such a breakthrough." Mira felt a flash of anger. "Our work is legitimate. We have the evidence to back it up. If you have questions, we can discuss them respectfully." The leader of the group scoffed. "Respect? You don't deserve our respect. You're just a novelty act." Before Mira could respond, Drax stepped forward, his scales darkening with anger. "That's enough. We won't tolerate this kind of behavior. If you have a problem, take it up with the faculty." The confrontation ended with the group storming off, but the encounter left Mira shaken. She wondered if she would ever be fully accepted, if the divisions between species were too deep to bridge. That evening, as she sat in her room, Zor appeared with a message from Provost Lyra. "The Provost would like to see you." Mira followed Zor to the Provost's office, her mind racing with worry. When she arrived, Provost Lyra greeted her with a warm smile. "Please, have a seat," Lyra said, gesturing to a comfortable chair. "I understand that you have been facing some challenges. I want you to know that we value your contributions immensely. Your resilience and determination are commendable." Mira felt a wave of relief. "Thank you, Provost Lyra. It's been difficult, but I'm trying to stay focused." Lyra nodded. "I have no doubt that you will overcome these obstacles. Your strength of character is one of the reasons you were chosen to be here. Remember that adversity often brings out the best in us." As Mira left the Provost's office, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but with the support of her friends and the guidance of her mentors, she was ready to face whatever challenges came her way. The next day, she and her team redoubled their efforts, determined to prove the validity of their discovery. They conducted additional experiments, gathered more data, and prepared for another presentation. The pressure was intense, but it also brought them closer together, solidifying their bond. In the end, their hard work paid off. The faculty and many students rallied behind them, recognizing the significance of their findings. The envious students were left with no choice but to acknowledge the truth. Mira had learned an important lesson about resilience and the power of unity. No matter what challenges lay ahead, she knew that with determination and the support of her friends, she could overcome anything. The Galactic Academy was not just a place of learning. It was a place where she could truly belong. The news of Mira and her team's discovery spread quickly throughout the Galactic Academy. Students and faculty alike were abuzz with excitement, and their findings became the subject of many discussions and debates. The team was invited to present their research at a special symposium, where experts from various fields gathered to hear their story and offer insights. Mira stood at the podium, her heart pounding with a mix of nerves and excitement. She looked out at the audience, seeing faces filled with curiosity and anticipation. Her friends sat in the front row, giving her reassuring smiles. "Thank you for joining us today," Mira, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. "We are honored to share our discovery with you. Our journey took us to a remote planet, where we uncovered the remnants of an ancient civilization. What we found was both fascinating and sobering, a warning from a people who faced a great danger." She detailed their exploration of the ruins, the deciphering of the message, and the implications of their findings. The audience listened, occasionally murmuring in awe or nodding in agreement. When she finished, there was a moment of silence before the room erupted in applause. Provost Lyra took the stage, her presence commanding and graceful. "This discovery is a testament to the spirit of exploration and the pursuit of knowledge that defines our academy. Mira and her team have demonstrated exceptional teamwork and dedication. Their findings remind us of the importance of learning from the past to prepare for the future." As the symposium continued, experts from various disciplines discussed the potential applications of the ancient technology and the lessons to be learned from the civilization's downfall. Mira felt a swell of pride, knowing that their work was contributing to something greater. However, not everyone was pleased with the attention they were receiving. A few students, envious of the recognition Mira and her team had garnered, began to spread rumors and sow discord. They questioned the validity of the findings and suggested that Mira's status as the first human at the Academy had given her an unfair advantage. Mira tried to ignore the whispers, focusing on her studies and her research. But the tension was palpable, and it began to affect her confidence. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, she confided in Kale and Vixie. "I don't understand why they're so against us," Mira said, frustration evident in her voice. "We worked hard for this." "We earned it," Kale put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Jealousy can make people do strange things. But don't let it get to you. We know the truth, and so do the faculty." Vixie nodded vigorously. "Exactly. We've come too far to let a few naysayers bring us down. Let's focus on what we need to do next." Their support lifted Mira's spirits, but the tension continued to simmer. One day, as they were working in the lab, a group of students confronted them. "We think your discovery is a fraud," one of them sneered. "There's no way a human could have made such a breakthrough." Mira felt a flash of anger. "Our work is legitimate. We have the evidence to back it up. If you have questions, we can discuss them respectfully," the leader of the group scoffed. "Respect? You don't deserve our respect. You're just a novelty act." Before Mira could respond, Drax stepped forward, his scales darkening with anger. "That's enough. We won't tolerate this kind of behavior. If you have a problem, take it up with the faculty." The confrontation ended with the group storming off, but the encounter left. She wondered if she would ever be fully accepted, if the divisions between species were too deep to bridge. That evening, as she sat in her room, Zor appeared with a message from Provost Lyra. "Mira, the provost would like to see you." Mira followed Zor to the provost's office, her mind racing with worry. When she arrived, Provost Lyra greeted her with a warm smile. "Please, have a seat," Lyra said, gesturing to a comfortable chair. "I understand that you have been facing some challenges. I want you to know that we value your contributions immensely. Your resilience and determination are commendable." Mira felt a wave of relief. "Thank you, Provost Lyra. It's been difficult, but I'm trying to stay focused. I have no doubt that you will overcome these obstacles. Your strength of character is one of the reasons you were chosen to be here. Remember that adversity often brings out the best in us." As Mira left the provost's office, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but with the support of her friends and the guidance of her mentors, she was ready to face whatever challenges came her way. The next day, she and her team redoubled their efforts, determined to prove the validity of their discovery. They conducted additional experiments, gathered more data, and prepared for another. The pressure was intense, but it also brought them closer together, solidifying their bond. In the end, their hard work paid off. The faculty and many students rallied behind them, recognizing the significance of their findings. The envious students were left with no choice but to acknowledge the truth. Mira had learned an important lesson about resilience and the power of unity. No matter what challenges lay ahead, she knew that with determination and the support of her friends, she could overcome anything. The Galactic Academy was not just a place of learning. It was a place where she could truly belong. The tension at the Academy began to ease as more students and faculty members rallied behind Mira and her team. The validation of their findings and the support they received strengthened their resolve. Mira felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. One evening, as the team gathered in the common area, Zor arrived with an important announcement. "Attention, everyone. Provost Lyra has requested your presence in the main hall for a special assembly." Mira and her friends exchanged curious glances, then followed Zor to the main hall. The room was filled with students and faculty, all eagerly awaiting the provost's address. Provost Lyra stood at the podium, her silver skin glowing softly under the lights. "Thank you all for coming. Today, we celebrate the achievements of Mira and her team, whose dedication and perseverance have led to a remarkable discovery. Their work not only honors the legacy of an ancient civilization, but also strengthens the bonds of our diverse community, The audience erupted in applause, and Mira felt a wave of pride wash over her. Provost Lyra continued, in recognition of their outstanding contributions, I am pleased to announce that Mira and her team will lead a new research initiative aimed at uncovering more secrets of this ancient civilization. This initiative will involve collaboration with experts from across the galaxy. Mira's heart swelled with excitement and gratitude. She looked at her friends, who shared her joy and pride. The recognition and opportunity to continue their work were beyond anything they had imagined. After the assembly, they were approached by students and faculty who offered congratulations and expressed interest in their research. The support was overwhelming, and Mira felt a deep sense of belonging. Later that evening, the team gathered in their dormitory to celebrate. Kale raised a glass to us and to all we've accomplished together. This is just the beginning. Here. Vixie chimed in, her large ears twitching with excitement. We're a great team, and there's so much more to discover. Drac nodded, his scales shimmering with a bright blue hue. We've proven that when we work together, we can achieve incredible things. Let's keep pushing forward. Mira felt a surge of gratitude for her friends. I'm so grateful for all of you. This journey has been amazing, and I can't wait to see where it takes us next. As they clinked their glasses together, a sense of unity and purpose filled the room. They had faced challenges, but they had emerged stronger and more determined. The following weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Mira and her team immersed themselves in their new research initiative, collaborating with experts from different fields and backgrounds. The Academy provided them with advanced resources and technology, enabling them to delve deeper into the mysteries of the ancient civilization. Their research led them to other planets and uncharted, where they uncovered more artifacts and clues about the ancient society. Each discovery brought new insights and questions, fueling their curiosity and drive. One particularly significant find was a series of ancient texts that detailed the civilization's technological advancements and cultural practices. With the help of linguists and historians, they began to decode the texts, revealing a wealth of knowledge that had been lost to time. As their work progressed, they gained recognition beyond the Academy. Scholars and researchers from across the galaxy reached out to collaborate and learn from their findings. Mira felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing that their work was making a meaningful impact. But amidst the success, they never forgot the lessons they had learned about unity and resilience. They remained humble and focused, always striving to learn and grow. One day, as they worked in their lab, Mira received a message from Earth. It was from her family, expressing their pride and love. Mira felt a wave of emotion as she read their words, reminded of her roots and the journey that had brought her to the Galactic Academy. That evening, she stood by the window of her dormitory, gazing at the stars. The galaxy was vast and filled with endless possibilities. She thought about the ancient civilization they had discovered and the lessons they had learned from their rise and fall. Mira knew that their journey was far from over. There were still many mysteries to uncover and challenges to face. But with her friends by her side and the support of the Academy, she felt ready for anything. As she looked out into the night sky, she made a silent promise to herself. She would honor the legacy of the ancient civilization by continuing to seek knowledge, foster unity, and face every challenge with courage and determination. The Galactic Academy had become her home, and she was proud to be part of a community that valued exploration, discovery, and cooperation. With a heart full of hope and resolve, Mira embraced the future, ready to chart a course through the unknown and make her mark on the galaxy.